All right. Welcome, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us on this webinar. We hope that by the end of this, you learned so much more about this magical island, Tenerife, and of course, you learn about the grand opening of the brand new hotel, Hard Rock Tenerife. Now, you might be thinking, what are we going to cover today? So we're going to go over the wheres, the whats, the hows. We're going to have a question and answer session, which we ask you to please just type into the chat box that you're going to see to the left of your screen, and we'll answer any questions there. And then you'll have our contact information, and we'll go over our fam trip that we should be having by the end of the year. I want you to take a second and close your eyes and think about what you would like to do on a vacation. What's your perfect setting? So open this up, open up your eyes, and take a look at this stunning photo. Imagine you or your clients having climbed Mount Teide for the day, and you've now gone to a vineyard, and this is your view. Having dinner, tasting some wine, looking at the valley of Puerto de la Cruz and La Orotava, and Mount Teide in that background. Absolutely stunning. This is Tenerife. Now you may be wondering, where is Tenerife? Tenerife is located southwest of mainland Spain, off the coast of Morocco. It's a 3-hour flight from Madrid, 4 hours from London, and when we get the nonstop up and running, it'll be just shy of 6 hours from New York City. Right now, you might be wondering, how do I get my clients there? The easiest way is going to be a connecting flight from Madrid or from Heathrow. But keep in mind, Tenerife is connected to 180 European cities. So it's a great addition for any client already going to Europe, and they want a little bit of sun and fun, they want an adventure, and they want to see someplace different. And by the end of this webinar, you will learn all about it. Because it's Spanish territory, it's located within the European Union. So your clients are going to have all the comforts that they've come to expect from traveling to Europe. What that means: modern infrastructure for transportation, highways, and medical. A little factoid: Tenerife is a top destination for wealthy Africans to come and seek medical attention. So medical tourism is huge there. So what does that mean? It means that they have the best infrastructure located on the island, so you have no worries. It is completely a safe destination, because it's part of the European Union, and the Spanish are very, very relaxed, and you don't get a lot of hassles in Spain. So you flew your clients all the way there. They're connecting through Madrid, and you're probably wondering, where do I put them? What do I recommend to them? What's on the island? Well, keep in mind that all of the Spanish chain hotels that you are comfortable selling and your clients will recognize, such as the Melias, the Iberostars, the Rius, are all located on the island. This is home turf for them. So you're going to find multiple hotels on the island under each brand. But what makes Tenerife a little bit different that you probably don't realize is that you'll also find the amazing resort, the Ritz-Carlton Abama, the Sheraton hotels as well. So the American brands that they are used to will also be found on the island. You have the Vinci Selección, you have the H10 properties, which if you sell a little bit of Europe, you're used to selling or at least seeing them. And then also, because it just was announced, so we don't have time to put it in the slide, the Hard Rock Tenerife. So this hotel is the Sheraton. It's located in Costa Deje. The majority of the hotels that you will probably come across are going to be located on the south end of the island. It is, um, where all the beaches are. It's where the warmer part of the island is. All the hotels are located on the south end. You are going to find a few in the north, primarily in Puerto de la Cruz, where you'll find Hotel Botanico, which is the picture that we're seeing here, their gardens. So it's a Thai-inspired garden at the Hotel Botanico, which, by the way, Hotel Botanico in Puerto de la Cruz, which again is in the north end of the island, was rated one of the top spas in Europe. And I was able to do a site inspection there in May, and it really was a phenomenal spa. Here's other shots of other great hotels on the island, mentioning spas again. Tenerife has the most five-star hotels out of Barcelona and Madrid. So with five-star hotels, you're going to have the amenities such as a spa. So again, Hotel Botanico, the Ritz-Carlton, and many, many others will have world-class spas. And now introducing Tenerife's newest hotel, Hard Rock Tenerife. Here's a short video that I would love for you guys to see so you have some renderings of what the rooms are going to look like. And so, a little technical difficulty with the video there, but right there we have some great photo shots right in the middle of some of the rooms, some of the suites. They're ultra modern. You've probably sold the Hard Rock in the Caribbean and Mexico. They're not affiliated, so just I want to make that clear. They're not affiliated with the Caribbean and Mexican properties, but obviously the Hard Rock franchise will put certain elements and restrictions on their design, which makes them fabulous in having all the great modern rooms. So you see the rooms right there in the middle. You're also seeing a rendering of the Oasis and the Nirvana towers right there on the left, and then you have on the right some pictures of the destination. So Playa Paraíso, which is where the Hard Rock Tenerife will be located, that's the quaint little village that you see that family walking through, and then the beach, because the Hard Rock will be beachfront. The Hard Rock will have 624 rooms, so a big hotel, great for meeting and convention space. Have 6 bars, 6 restaurants, 7 pools. They're going to have a concert arena, the Body Rock Spa, and again, as I mentioned, the beachfront access. Now, this will be great for meetings and conventions, as I mentioned. The concert arena is going to attract some of the top artists to the destination. So the Hard Rock Tenerife is going to be a destination in itself. Okay, we're really, really excited for this addition to the hotel portfolio. Again, in addition to all the other great hotels that we mentioned just a moment ago. Now, we're here in North America, so we have the Caribbean at our back door. So you're not going to fly all the way to Tenerife for the beach. So what are you going to do there? In addition to some of the great beaches, which I want to point out, in the north end of the island, you're going to find black sand beaches. And in the south end of the island, primarily you're going to find the yellow-white sand. This sand is actually brought in from the Sahara, and they made these expansive coves and really, really nice beaches. Tenerife receives 6 million visitors a year, and primarily from Europe, so this is their Caribbean destination. But obviously, with the Caribbean at our doorstep, there has to be another reason, and the real reason why you go to Tenerife is for all the amazing adventures that one can do on the island. You have Mount Teide. This is the crown jewel of the island. I was absolutely moved when I went to the national park. So Mount Teide is a protected area on the island. It's located smack in the middle, and it basically divides the island in two. Again, it's that north-south divide. What you're looking at here is actually a picture of sunset, and that cone that you see in the background there is actually the shadow of Mount Teide cast upon the other islands in the Atlantic Ocean. So imagine your clients sitting there with a glass of champagne and just taking in the magnificent views. Now, the most popular tour to do on the island is stargazing. Stargazing is the second best in the world, I should say, second best in the world behind Chile. To go stargazing is going to be in Tenerife. NASA and the European Space Agency have stations there, observatories, telescopes, which can all be visited. So kind of going back to that previous slide of sunset, imagine you going up to the top of Teide and you have a glass of champagne at sunset. You come down the cable car and you go to the Parador at the base of Mount Teide. You have a magnificent Canarian dinner, which we're going to get more into the food later, at the Parador with a licensed astronomer, and you're looking out into the Milky Way and all the different constellations. Doesn't that just sound like a perfect evening? This is just some shots of the national park. Pictures and words really do not describe this place. You really have to go and experience this for yourself. A little factoid as well. NASA actually tested the rover that we sent up to Mars in the national park because they figured that the terrain was going to be very similar. And it is kind of out of this world when you go up to Mount Teide. In addition to just the rock formations on the island, there's also 800 endemic flora and fauna found in the Canary Islands, 400 of which are found in Tenerife. So here are some examples of fauna. So you got them at a great hotel. They spent some time on the beach. They climbed Mount Teide. They went stargazing. Now what else is there to do? There are the best world theme parks in the world. And believe me, I didn't believe it for myself. I had to look it up. CM Park, which is the #1 water park in the world 2 years running, that's 2015 and 2016, is located on the south end of the island. So you see a picture there of the water slides. It does not do it justice either, that picture. But there are great water slides, a man-made beach where you can go surfing and bodyboarding. You can rent out the park as well for private events, which they do all the time. And then there's also Laurel Park, which is started off as a parrot park and grew into a huge zoo where it has whales, gorillas, penguins, all sorts of animals. So Tenerife is great for families. So if you're thinking, I'm going to send my clients, their family, what are they going to do? You're already painting a really great picture for them. Adding in the theme parks is great. One of the other must-dos on the island is doing whale and dolphin watching. So Tenerife is such a cool place that the dolphins and the whales don't migrate. So you have 12 endemic pilot whales located, guaranteed within 30 minutes of leaving port. If anybody has been up to the Massachusetts area and going out to Gloucester, big whale watching place, sometimes you go out to sea here for 3-4 hours and all you get is an upset stomach. So Tenerife, you're definitely going to see some whales and dolphins. Again, great for everybody, but the kids will get a real good kick out of this. Now, adventure sports. Tenerife with no limits. Any kind of adventure sport your adrenaline-seeking client is looking for can be found here. So from hang gliding, paragliding, zip lining, anything like that can be found with the backdrop of this amazing island. You see there Mount Teide, and again, the Valley of La Orotava and Puerto de la Cruz and the hang gliding there. Now, look at this picture. Look at it closely. That white that you see is actually the clouds. Mount Teide is located above cloud level. So one of the other reasons why stargazing is great, because it is uninterrupted skies. But what this means also for cyclists is that it is one of the top destinations for training. Because Tenerife is the island of eternal spring, where it's 75 to 80 degrees all year round, at high noon January or high noon July, cyclists or any athlete can train, and it is going to be a comfortable temperature and with an amazing backdrop again. You can also go paddleboarding, kayaking, especially in this area called Los Gigantes. What you see there is actually cliffs that jet up from the ocean about 3,000 feet high, and people go and paddleboard and kayak all around there. You can go escorted, you can go on your own. Really other one of the other activities that you must do on the island. And for those more faint of heart, kind of like myself, there's leisure sports. So you have great in the north end of the island, since it's lush and tropical. There's some great vegetation. You can do some great nature hikes. Again, one of the other things that clients must do while they visit the island. This picture that you see here is actually to scale. This is not photoshopped. Those ferns are really Jurassic-like, if you ask me. So again, your botanists, your nature enthusiasts, great destination for them as well. Now, also, it's a great destination for golf. You have some of the best golf courses in Europe located in Tenerife. There is the Ritz-Carlton Obama has a really great course. From what I understand, not the easiest one. They really try to take into account while they're building these courses the local topography. The island used to be a banana plantation, and a lot of elements are brought into the golf courses and into the hotels because of their rich history. And then arts and culture. This is also one of the main reasons to go. It is part of Spain. Because of its strategic location, it has North African influences, and also because of its historical location, on the trade route from Spain to the Americas, it has an influence of South American, North African, and strongly Spanish culture. So what you see here is actually a picture of the Carnival Queen, I believe from 2014. And this designers from all around the world come and they compete to design for the top Carnival Queen dress. So this dress right here is actually 10 feet tall, about 6 feet long, where they do a big parade. And in this Carnival Queen, they actually had to put wheels on the train of her dress so she could actually participate in the parade. Another great activity to do and bring the kids along as well are the summer festivals. So from May to October, the small fishing villages, they light up. You are encouraged to rent the local costumes to participate in the parades and the music festivities, and it really you get a taste for the local Canarian culture at these small villages. One of the best ways to get around the island, as a side note, is renting a car, so then your clients can really experience the local culture. Now, food and wine, some of the best around. There's Michelin star restaurants that your clients can go to at the Hotel Bahia del Duque and the Ritz-Carlton. So it's great cuisine, if that is any indication. So they have the North African, the Spanish culture, the South American culture. You can go to those Michelin star restaurants, or you can go to a nice seaside restaurant that you see pictured here, where you catch the local fish of the day, and it's served to you right there with an amazing backdrop. Another important food element or food dish is braised pork, and that's what you're seeing there. So a lot of food variety on the island. It's not just seafood, it's everything else as well. Now the grapes. The grapes provide or produce some great wine. So in the north end of the island, you're going to see a lot of red wines produced, and in the south end of the island, where it's more dry and arid, you're going to find a little more white grapes produced, and it's really some of the best wine in the world. About a century ago, phylloxera killed off a lot of the vines in Europe, which ended a lot of the old growth. That can still be found in Tenerife because it wasn't affected by phylloxera. Again, I just want to show this picture to you again. Imagine this amazing destination. Just Mount Teide. This is not photoshopped. I could have taken this picture. You will take this picture one day because I know you're going to end up going to this island because of its all the things that you can do on it. One thing that I usually mention that I didn't mention today, how I describe Tenerife. Who are you going to send there? You're going to send your well-traveled client that has been to the Caribbean, loved it, has been to Costa Rica, loved it, but they're looking for something new. They're looking for a new adventure in the world. You're going to send them to Tenerife because it's going to take the best of what I say, anyways, the best of Hawaii's Big Island, the best of San Diego weather, and a little bit of Cabo San Lucas. If you were to mix those three destinations right there, you will find Tenerife. You can send families there. February school vacation, April school vacation. I know I used to be a travel consultant myself. I know you get the last minute phone calls where I want to go away for February school vacation. Well, it's now December or January. Flights are sold out to the Caribbean, or if they're not, you're going to pay well over $1,000. We all know that in the wintertime, flights to Europe are very reasonable. Why not just offer this destination? Okay? Once they get on the island, it becomes very, very affordable. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I book Tenerife or any of the hotels or any of the excursions? Well, you can use your preferred travel provider that you guys might have, your consortia, your preferred providers. You're more than welcome to check to see if they have them. Some of them do carry Tenerife, but Quest Travel Adventures is going to provide the most comprehensive package for you. We are the experts. We're the Office of Representation for the island. So there's nobody else out there that is going to have the connections that we have. We contract with 4- and 5-star hotels. We tend to include breakfast in every package. We can include some meals, transfers, guides, English-speaking guides, English-speaking drivers. We can put this all together for you, okay? We pay 12% commission, by the way. By attending this webinar, we're offering $250 off any package of 7 nights or longer. You just need to book it by August 15th for 2016 travel, okay? Now, the chance to get you over there. Stay tuned, but we're looking at the month of October. We're looking at a agent fam where you'll spend most likely, if the past fams are any indication, you'll spend 4 nights at luxury accommodations. The last time we stayed at the Grand Hotel Mense, which is a Grand Iberostar, by the way, and the Grand Hotel Bahia del Duque, which is a leading hotel of the world. Which reminds me, there are 2 leading hotels of the world on the island. It's Grand Hotel Bahia del Duque and the Hotel Botanico. So if that gives you any indication of the caliber of hotels that you're going to find in the destination. Back to the fam. Transfers will be included, select meals, visit to 2 UNESCO heritage sites, Mount Teide and the town of La Laguna. La Laguna is actually the footprint of the city of La Habana in Cuba. Because it was on the trade route to Las Americas, they basically took the city of La Laguna and transplanted it into many colonial cities in the Americas. We'll also most likely get a chance to do the whale watching, a vineyard tour, and do site inspections at Laurel Park and CM Park, some of the top attractions according to TripAdvisor on the island. I'm going to ask you if you have any questions. Please provide them, please enter them into the chat box now. All right. So some of you might be asking, what is the currency? Somebody's asking, what is the currency? The currency is the euro. So you're going to have all the amenities, the ease of travel with the euro. Okay. what is the best time of year to visit Tenerife? Anytime is the best time to visit Tenerife, quite honestly. You have it's the island of eternal spring. You're gonna have the 75 to 80 degrees all year round. There's no rainy season. If you guys notice, the hurricanes, usually the energies form off the coast of Africa. So they only start forming in the middle of the Atlantic. So there is no rainy season and there is no hurricane season. Is there Zika? There is no Zika on the islands of the Canary Islands, okay? So you can send your honeymooners there with ease. That's actually the biggest uptick that we've been seeing is actually honeymooners canceling their Caribbean vacations and looking at new ones, and they come across Tenerife. Okay? All right, next questions. What are the airport codes and which is the best airport to fly into? The airport codes, the one that I would use, I don't know which systems you guys work off of, but generally the airport code TCI, that's Tango Charlie India, is going to give you the combinations of both Tenerife North and Tenerife South. So what that means, there's two airports that you can fly your clients into. The southern airport tends to have a lot of the connections into Europe. The northern airport is mainly to mainland Spain. And again, the best connections are going to be found through Madrid or Barcelona. So your clients are probably going to be flying out of TFN, that's Tango Frank North. But there's also a major airport in the south of Tenerife South, TFS. Next question, how are the hotels with handicap accessibility? So because it is European Union, there are regulations that they need to follow. All the hotels are handicap accessible. Keep in mind, just like with every other hotel, you do want to make a note of it in the booking so then they can get a handicap accessible room. Okay. Next question, do the locals speak English? How easy is it to get around? That's a good question, and I should have covered that earlier. I've mentioned that Tenerife receives 6 million people a year. The vast majority of those 6 million are from England, or from the UK, I should say. Everybody speaks English. You're not going to have a problem with language. You're not going to have language barriers once you find yourself on the island. How easy is it to get around? Very easy. So there's public transportation that goes around the island. Taxis are plentiful. Renting a car is easy because, again, the roads are well lit, there's good signage, and they're well paved. So it's not like going around the Caribbean where people are stuck on their resort. That's not Tenerife. You are highly encouraged to go out on the road. Another question is, are there all-inclusives? So there are definitely all-inclusive hotel options on the hotel. There's no true all-inclusive as you find in the Caribbean and Mexico. But I would maybe suggest, and this is just my professional suggestion, you would be doing your clients you'll be highly injustice to your clients if you give them an all-inclusive. There are so many great restaurants, so many things to do on the island. They might not get back for dinner time. It is a European all-inclusive, so it's not the same concept as in the Caribbean. So you want to, they limit their times that they can eat. They limit the hours they can drink. That's been my experience years ago at an all-inclusive, and I always found myself going, this is way before I worked for Turismo Tenerife or for the Hard Rock. You would want to, I found myself going out into town all the time. So maybe a half board at the most, but breakfast is usually included with most rates at the hotel. So what are the top hotels to send people to on the island? So Hard Rock Tenerife is going to be one of the top hotels to go to once they open up in October. October 15th is their set target date. So that's going to be a great destination. I'm looking forward to visiting that hotel. And then the other ones, I would say you have the leading hotels of the world. Again, that's the Hotel Botanico. That's the leading hotels of the world. The Bahia del Duque, located in the south. You have the amazing Ritz-Carlton Resort, which is a destination of itself. It's set a little bit away from the rest of the action in Costa Deje. And then there's the Sheraton, the H10, the Palace Deje, Palacio Deje is a great hotel as well. You will find that there are many hotel options, but those are going to be probably the top picks, in my professional opinion. Any other questions for me? We will have this recorded, and we will post this as well. I'll send you an email, Paula. I will send you an email with the link to it of wherever we end up posting it for you. So not a problem. Thank you for that question, Paula. And any other? And we'll also send you a link to the for the FAM trip. So the FAM trip is tentatively scheduled for October, but please stay tuned. We can't confirm anything at the moment. But if you can pencil that in or keep that in the back of your mind as you're planning out the rest of the year, we would love to have you visit the island. The best way to sell a destination is by visiting it yourself, and we would love to have you on the island. Now, another question is do you guys pay commission? So we do pay 12% commission on any package. We can definitely do that. We can also offer you a net price. So when you reach out to us, which you'll have my contact information at the end here, and all of you guys should already have it. I sent you an email this morning, but I'll send it again. When you ask for the package, just mention if you want a 12% commission or if you want the net price. Not a problem. We can do either. Now, I also want to mention to you, I think that's, if we don't have any other questions, we'll start wrapping up. I just want to mention to you that I already mailed out to you guys some brochures. So you're going to have hard copies for anybody that was signed up as of this morning for the webinar. I've sent out brochures. For the few that added in after the fact, I'll make sure to send those out to you right away if you provided your address. If you did not provide your address, I won't be able to send you a brochure. Please send me an email if you would like some, and I'm happy to mail them out to you. Now, here's our contact information. Again, my name is Sergio. The phone number is right on your screen, 1-800-693-1815, and my email is there as well. My last name, Barros, at questtraveladventures.com. Please visit us online at www.adventureontenerife.com. You can also please follow us on, or not follow us, that's for Twitter. Please like us on Facebook. It's Adventure on Tenerife. We post a lot of pictures on there and a lot of good information because the more you know about the destination, it's going to be easier for you to sell to your clients and you're going to look like the expert. Any other questions before we sign off? All right. Well, thank you very much for attending the webinar. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, and we will definitely be in touch, and please feel free to reach out as well. Thank you again, and thank you again.